Hi, I'm Chris and founder of Foxleigh Consulting. Our mission is to share skills and knowledge with everybody, not just a chosen few. And I use these videos as a way of sharing some tidbits of information that might be helpful for you as a commercial person. The topic of this video is to discuss how the humble garden robin can share some tips on the disciplines that might make up becoming commercially brilliant. Now, many industries contain organisations that compete aggressively with each other. They try and beat each other. They have a particular focus on each other and trying to secure market share or win business from each other. A great example is Coke and Pepsi. Their rivalry goes back decades through the Coke Wars, where they've each tried to steal market share from the other. But another good example is Adidas and Nike. Here's two companies working in a very competitive sportswear market, and they have both been determined to become successful global brands and competing very much in the same space for the same types of customers. But what's really interesting about this particular situation is that Adidas have never bothered to fight with Nike. As far as they're concerned, having two global companies investing in the category, investing in the customer base and spreading the word about the strength of the products means that the whole business benefits. But what they believe is that they personally have the ability to succeed in that marketplace, that they don't need to win at the expense of Nike, but they can win because of their own strengths. That takes confidence. Confidence in their own ability to succeed. And this is one of the traits that I notice in the garden robin. The garden robin has that sense of confidence. When I'm in my garden and digging around in the beds in the summertime, doing some weeding, out of the corner of my eye, there I notice the robin. He isn't too far away, a metre or two away. He's close enough to me to make sure that if he spots a worm, he can fly in and capture it while my back is turned. All the other birds have completely disappeared from the garden. I can't see any of them. But he has that confidence, the confidence in his own ability, one, to stay out of trouble, and two, to be close enough to spot an opportunity to win the prize. Think about your own level of confidence. Do you have the confidence it takes to swagger and to know that you are going to succeed in the markets that you're operating in? The second trait I'm going to talk about is tenacity. Larry Page and Sergey Brin are the founders of Google, both incredibly smart people and way ahead of their time in the forecast that they had. And interestingly, Google was about the 8th or 9th or maybe even 10th product to get to market in the search engine marketplace. They weren't the market leaders. And they were both fiery individuals, and they're well known in Google circles for their fiery debates, for their disagreements and their high discussions. Now, many people will put down the success of Google to this fiery relationship, to their passion, to their capacity to debate and fight out key issues to make sure that they had the right answer. But what it demonstrates to me is a level of tenacity. We all come up against people that are difficult, or situations that are awkward, or obstacles in our way to progress. If you don't have tenacity, it's really easy to give up, to walk away, and to find an easier or more comfortable solution. It is your tenacity to know that you're on the right path and that you're prepared to fight, to battle, and to push yourself to succeed that does make you successful. And a garden robin also demonstrates tenacity. They don't give up in the face of bigger birds. I have a bird table in my garden and it attracts a whole range of different types of birds, some big, some small. I'm really proud of it, and it's one of my favourite things to look at on a summer's afternoon. Occasionally we attract a whole load of starlings. They arrive in flocks and they're big, aggressive, dominant birds. They cause most of the other birds to disappear, but not the robin. The robin knows that he deserves to be there. He wants to feed from the feeders. He wants a peanut. He wants some of the suet ball. He is not going to be put off by all the starlings. Yes, he stays at a safe distance. Yes, he doesn't get involved in any head-to-head battles with them. But what he does do is make sure that he is there and available, and he does not give up. He is not frightened away. He is tenacious and passionate about what it is he's trying to do. And the final trait that I want to talk about is adaptability. Adaptability in business is really important because circumstances change, and it's often said that there is nothing as constant as change. When Netflix first launched into the marketplace, the dominant video or video profile at that point was video cassettes. Most people had video cassettes. They didn't even have DVDs. And the Netflix model was that they were going to post DVDs to the homes of people who wanted to rent them on short-term rent. They were ahead of their time. They knew they were ahead of their time, and they were prepared to invest and be patient in making that market a success. But since then, there has been an enormous revolution in video streaming. Today, nobody uses video cassettes, and DVDs are dwindling in popularity. But Netflix are the market leaders in online streaming. They've set up a way that they can stream content to their customers directly in their homes. And they did this before broadband internet was broadly available. They were again ahead of their time, but adapting to change, forecasting change, and thinking about how they could remain ahead of the change curve. And now they've gone further than that again. Instead of relying on other movie studios to produce content for them, they are now one of the biggest content producers. They make their own content, and that is what they use to differentiate their product from that of competitors who could easily replicate what it is that they're doing. They are adaptable and willing to change. A garden robin is also adaptable. Many birds in the winter time, they disappear. And the reason why the garden robin is known as being a Christmas symbol here in the UK is because he's here all year round. And the reason that they can do that is that they are prepared to adapt to the food that's available at the time. They're prepared to eat worms, they're prepared to eat insects, they will eat fruit, they will eat nuts. They have prepared to adapt and change to whatever's are available. And what that means for them is that there is no shortage of food. They can always find something to eat. When you're operating in a commercial world, if you rely on one revenue stream or one customer, you are going to struggle if that dries up. Have you built in the capacity to adapt to changing circumstances, to find new ways to generate revenue and to consider value within your business? Adaptability is what will differentiate you from the customers, from the competitors, and will keep you ahead of the curve as times change and as time gets more difficult. So in the commercial world, the disciplines of adaptability, of tenacity, and of confidence will stand you in good stead. They're one of 10 different commercial disciplines that we've identified at Foxleigh Consulting. And if you want to learn more about what these are and how to do that, go to our website and be prepared to subscribe to the learning modules. And then you can start to learn how you can embed these into the way you operate and to develop your skills. It's our mission to make everybody commercially smart and commercially astute.